What's the first thing you need to do if you want to start plant based eating? Get ready to be surprised because it's not what you think. Maybe your first thought is, I need to go to the grocery store and grab lots of fruits and vegetables, pantry items, spices, and ingredients to fill my shopping cart. That's what I've seen quite a few starting a plant based diet rush to do. But if that's what you're thinking, I advise you to hold off on grabbing the grocery cart for just a moment. Because if you're really wanting to start off right and begin your plant based diet journey with success, then there are three crucial steps you need to take before you step inside that store. What are they? Let's unpack those in this episode. Welcome to the Plant Based Eating Made Easy podcast. I'm your host, Anna Zinn, plant-based registered dietitian and transition coach. Hi friend, do you want to regain your health with plant-based eating but feel overwhelmed and lost about how to do it? Do you feel it'll be hard to change your meat-heavy diet and impossible with working, running the home, or chasing after the grandkids? If so, you're in the right place. Here you'll find simple strategies, clear nutrition guidance, and practical tips to help you thrive plant-powered with more energy. So if you're ready to ditch the guesswork and transform your health the stress-free way, cozy up now with a hot cup of tea or listen while you walk, and let me show you how doable plant-based eating can be. Let's do this. Hi friend. Do you find plant-based eating overwhelming and daunting because of all the new foods, new flavors, and new ways of cooking that you see? After years of cooking and eating meats with little vegetables, are you now wondering how to put plant-based foods together to make tasty meals? But you're tired of feeling the way you do now and want to drop those cholesterol levels, stabilize your blood sugars, and maybe even get off some meds. Dropping 10 pounds will be a plus too. If this is you and you want to stop wasting time and energy trying to figure all this out on your own, come join my Plant Powered Life Transformation course. This is an online course designed to help you master the basics of plant-based eating in as little as 6 weeks. I created this course to be a one-stop shop where you can learn about how to use and cook with key whole food plant-based foods, get time-saving food prep hacks, practical strategies, essential skills, and learn healthy yet tasty whole food plant-based recipes. There are 6 modules with 30 core video lessons, 29 tasty nutrient-packed whole food plant-based recipes, PDF guides, supporting videos, and a total of 6.5 hours of video content. I know what it's like to be busy, so I designed the video lessons to be 15 minutes or less each. This way, even if you have a busy schedule, you can still move through this course with ease and transform your health in the midst of working, family commitments, or looking after others. Go to plantnourish.com/PPLT course for more details. I hope to see you inside this course so I can support you more on your plant-based diet journey. Now let's move into today's topic. One of the most common questions I get from those wanting to begin their transition is this: where or how do I start a plant-based diet? Often the problem with starting is this: it's not that there isn't information out there, resources on plant-based eating, or even recipes. The issue is the opposite. There's too much out there. It's like information overload. There's so much out there that it can be super confusing, making it difficult to even get started. A past student of my Plant Powered Life Transformation course put it to me this way quite well. Before she enrolled in the course, she had been trying to make her own transition from a meat-based diet to a plant-based one for about 2 months, but was left feeling lost and unsure. She told me, it felt like a big puzzle got thrown out and all the pieces were just scattered in front of you, but you didn't have a picture to go by to put the puzzle together. She had a hard time trying to sort out what's the best thing in terms of nutrients and health and feeling like she was on the right track. Then she got clarity and confidence through the Plant Powered Life Transformation course. Every week, she had a hardcore plan to see and build on. She wasn't overwhelmed with extraneous bits of information, and she could just focus on taking the necessary steps to master the basics of plant-based eating to make a smooth, solid transition. Are you feeling lost and unsure too about how to start your transition? I know I did during my own diet transition years ago. There was just so much to learn, new ingredients and terms to get to know, information to process, and recipes to sift through to find ones that were worth making. It didn't help, too, that I didn't have guidance or support through it all. So this factor definitely slowed down our family's progress towards plant-based eating. Maybe you feel this way too, stressed out trying to process and integrate all this information into your transition while juggling life with working, family, and other commitments. This is why I want to help you have clarity today on how you need to proceed with your plant-based diet transition so you can get started the right way without the overwhelm or stress. I want you to have a smooth, stress-free, enjoyable transition and reach your health and weight goals that much faster. So let's cut through all the fluff and guesswork and zero in on the 3 crucial steps to take before you step into the grocery store so you can start plant-based eating with success. These are to know your plant-based goal, decide on a transition pace, and pick your first focus. So step 1, know your initial plant-based goal. When you embark on your plant-based diet journey, think of it as a real trip. And like a hiking or a car trip, there's usually a destination to reach, like climbing to the top of a mountain or soaking up the views at a vista point to enjoy the rolling ocean or the green valley below. This is the same with your plant-based diet journey. You can't get to where you want to go with purpose and intention if you don't really know where you are going and what goal you want to hit. So let's be more specific than just I want to have success in plant-based eating kind of thinking. Set an initial plant-based goal you want to aim for. Don't worry, your initial plant-based goal doesn't need to be 100% fully plant-based right away, nor is it set in stone and can ever be changed. I see plant-based eating like a journey and a spectrum, from perhaps making your plates more than 50% plant-based on the lower end, to vegetarian, to vegan, to whole food plant-based on the upper end. A person can choose where on that spectrum he or she wants to start. When working with my clients, I let each one choose what their initial goal will be, and after we get there, we reevaluate and set a higher goal if desired. So see this initial plant-based goal as a starting point, a target to strive for. Then, when you've reached that goal consistently, you can reevaluate and decide if you want to go further. For example, a person's initial goal could be maybe 85% plant-based, and then after reaching this, he may decide to go for 100% plant-based because he loves the positive health changes he has experienced and how his body is feeling as a result of this change. It's important, though, to make sure the initial plant-based goal is realistic and attainable, because you want to be able to reach this rung on the success ladder first, before using the confidence you've gained through this experience to set a higher plant-based diet goal after that. But on the flip side, if you feel you can go straight to shoot for 100% fully whole food plant-based, then by all means do that, and I'm cheering you on. Some of my clients have definitely gone 100% right from the start. Now that you know what your initial plant-based diet goal is, the next step is to decide on your transition pace. Will you go gradual in your transition over a week or several weeks, or immediate like an overnight switch? Take a moment to reflect and ask yourself, what will really be realistic, doable, and sustainable for me to make this work? This is a key decision to make because it will impact how you go about your plant-based diet transition. There are some definite pros and cons to each mode of transition pace. The biggest benefit of making an immediate change to whole plant-based foods is that you have the potential to reap more benefits and get health transformation faster compared to making the change over a few months. But depending on many factors such as your previous diet and the actual plant-based foods you're choosing to eat those first few weeks, you might also experience more gut transition issues as well. Not always, but potentially, as this is dependent on many factors. On the other hand, one benefit of a more gradual transition is that it will allow your body more time to adjust to this new way of eating, and potentially family members too, if you're planning on the whole family moving to the same lifestyle at the same time. Also know that you can make an initial decision about your transition pace, but then adjust that later on. For example, a person could decide to do a gradual transition over 3 months to reach an initial 85% plant-based goal. But a month into that transition, the same person could decide things are going so well, and she is loving it so much that she wants to speed up the pace to make a full transition over 2 months instead. So as you can see, nothing is set in stone. But deciding on your transition pace will give the initial direction and focus you need to begin plant-based eating well. So take a moment to ask yourself, what will work best in my situation? Is it to make a gradual or immediate change to plant-based eating? And remember to tie this decision to the initial plant-based diet goal you've set earlier. Now here's the third thing to do. Pick your first focus. If you don't already know this now. The plant-based world is truly vast with many categories. These include different vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, and fungi. Just in the world of beans alone, there are hundreds commercially cultivated around the world today. That's why it's very easy to get lost when you're starting out and feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of things you need to learn to prep, cook, and eat, especially if you've been used to a meat-based diet lifestyle for most of your life up till now. So to cut that overwhelm, just pick your first focus to begin with. What do you want to focus on building more into your meals first? Will it be leafy greens, vegetables in general, fruits, legumes, or whole grains? Even if you're planning to go all in 100% whole food plant-based with an overnight switch, you can still pick your first focus because you can decide on the category you want to intentionally explore and get to know first. Here's an example for you. Maybe you never ate more than 5 kinds of vegetables your whole life, like frozen peas, frozen corn, potatoes, as in French fries, tomato, as in ketchup, and carrots, the TV dinner kind. Well, perhaps that could be your initial focus then. Trying and building in a greater variety of vegetables into your meals. You get the point. Picking your first focus can help you with that first grocery shop too. So instead of buying a whole lot of produce and then getting overwhelmed and stressed because you don't know where to store them and how to use it all up before they all go bad, you could have an initial focus and then plan out your grocery shopping accordingly. For example, using the illustration I gave earlier, if your focus is on expanding your vegetable intake and options first, you could start by picking out 2 to 3 new kinds of vegetables to buy and try at home first. So those are the 3 steps I recommend you take even before you make your first trip to the store. First, know your initial plant-based diet goal. Second, decide on your transition pace. Third, pick your first focus. These are crucial things to think through if you really want success on your plant-based diet journey. I always believe that just a little planning can go a long way, and the same applies to something as big as a lifestyle change. It's okay to start small with a key focus in one main plant-based food category. You have a lifetime to learn and enjoy the vast plant-based diet world. But even if you've started on your plant-based diet journey already, you can still take these principles and apply them to your journey. So here's a small action step you can take. If you want to begin plant-based eating, think and decide first what your initial plant-based goal, transition pace, and focus will be. Then come share them in my free Facebook community called Beginners for Plant-Based Diet Success. Go to bit.ly/PB Diet Success to join. That's bit.ly/PB Diet Success. I look forward to connecting with you there. I'm on a mission to simplify plant-based eating for you. Moving to better health shouldn't be difficult, complicated, or stressful. It should be doable and achievable if you have the right tools in your toolbox. I'm talking about having the right strategies, guidance, support, practical real-life tips, and truly healthful, nutrient-packed whole food plant-based recipes. If you want to build the right tools in your plant-based diet toolbox so you can truly have success in this way of eating for life, then I encourage you to go to plantnourish.com/PPLT course to see if the Plant Power Life Transformation course is right for you. This 6-module online course will enable you to have a smooth, stress-free transition to Plant Power lifestyle and build optimal nutrition in the process. I want you to master the basics of plant-based eating with confidence and reach your health and weight goals quickly with less overwhelm, stress, and confusion. Thank you for listening to the Plant-Based Eating Made Easy podcast. If this podcast has helped you, please rate and leave a written review on the Apple Podcast app or iTunes to let me know. Nothing will lift me up more than to read your review and see how this podcast has made a difference in your life. I also pick reviews to read on this show, so your review could be one of them. Come connect with me in my free Facebook community group, Beginners for Plant-Based Diet Success. Just go to bit.ly/PB Diet Success. That's bit.ly/PB Diet Success. You can also subscribe and follow this podcast to get notified when a new episode goes live. Signing off now, this is Anna, and I wish you the best health always.